publisher. I'm Fred Egg Comics. I made up this name when I was 8 and I thought it was very clever, so I just stuck with it. Please forgive it. It's because I'm from Dundee. If you're from Dundee, a fried egg is a Fred egg. And I thought that was fantastic. So I made up this character, an egg that came to life and he ran around having adventures and what have you. And many years later, when I thought I'll scrap being a small presser, I tried to come up with fantastic names for this venture. And I thought, no, Fred Egg, that'll do. That's all right, isn't it, Fred Egg? I like it. Okay, let's see if I can work this. I've got a couple of short stories I'll go through today. So, the orb. Woohoo! Haha! Go on, look, get up. Look, you alright? What? Hey, look! Get the camera! What is it? It's an orb. A what? An orb. Some people believe they're spirits. What? They're just reflections on photos. An orb. Look in front of your eyes. I'm an orb. Those stories are true. I can't believe it. I know what happens after death. I feel this poses more questions than it answers. That's that one. That was done for an anthology. Anybody's want to do comics, there's always anthologies looking for people to do stories, and sometimes they'll give you an idea. So there was one earlier this year saying, do something about the orb. So I just made that up. I've not heard whether they're using it yet or not. You know, I did my best. Okay, this one was done for my own comic done. So. History of email and the internet. In 1983, Arthur C. Clarke collaborated with director Peter Hyams on 2010, a sequel to Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey. He did this using electronic mail. Wow. He worked and talked with Hyams throughout production without even meeting him. Amazing. In 1987, Lucasfilm announced a new kind of computer game. It would connect you to someone in another place at the same time. Actually, you know, it's quite funny when you're here. You don't see it in the audience, but they actually come over here, go, and then leave. So I just thought I'd share that here. It seemed to be saying that you could be playing a game and someone in the next street or other side of town could be playing simultaneously. I reread that article every so often for the next few years. I kept thinking, I must have misread that, but no, every time I read it, it was the same. Incredible. In 1991, Star Wars Dark Empire was published, the first Star Wars comic for years. A big deal to a comics reader and a Star Wars fan who had lived through the drought of the late 1980s. Hard to believe it now, but Star Wars had faded from the cultural landscape. In the letters page, the editor talked about an online group that held discussions on Star Wars. So out there, somewhere in computer land, people were discussing Star Wars. No idea how you get there though. Weird. In 1992, a ridiculous but enjoyable film called The Lawnmower Man was released. In the film, Pierce Brosnan and Jeff Fahey wore helmets, spun around and pretended they were fighting each other in a virtual reality. In schools and colleges in 1996, CD-ROMs were introduced. One CD-ROM contained an entire encyclopedia, or text from decades of newspapers. Very quickly though, even this technology was superseded by the internet. This didn't just have entire encyclopedias, it had everything on websites. Websites were made by individual people. They created GeoCities, which listed all their personal interests and had photos of themselves. Companies were starting to use this technology too. Mints had websites. Search engines were invented in 1996 or 1997. These allowed you to look up every interest you had, even the thornbirds, until you felt a bit hollow and a little bit teary. In 1998, email began to trickle down from Arthur C. Clarke's innovation. The singer Seal put his email address on his latest album. A Calvin Klein TV ad ended on an image of a scantily clad model, a bottom, and an email address to one another. In 1997, some workplaces introduced email for staff. You could send an email but not access the internet. That worked, because you could just mess about instead of working. The internet also had bulletin boards where you could discuss topics with like-minded individuals. This leads me to another thought. After considering all the various viewpoints expressed in the work, only to consider the notion that the author was actually trying to say this all along anyway. So what I'm wondering is this: did the lead in this act justifiably when she decided to not follow her workmate to her new venture? What do you think? Why would someone write that? In 1999, eBay started selling old and rare goods. Records, books, comics. Suddenly you could get your hands on all sorts of stuff. You had to trust the seller though, which was scary. Later, people even sold cars and airplanes on eBay. By 2000, everything had to have a .com after its name in order to be legitimate. You can find us at ozomatly.com, that's it I guess. In 2001, PayPal was introduced for sending money to people abroad and at home. You allowed a website access to your bank account. Terrifying. In 2005, YouTube began. On this, you could watch old telly. It was great. All the bootleg and expensive VHS you bought at record fairs were now available to watch freely. Annoying. Facebook was invented in 2007. It allowed you to play Scrabble online. It was email with add-ons. A few years later, Twitter began. It offered an endless stream of unfiltered statements. The best thing about it was directors tweeting commentary as their films showed on telly. Towards the end of the first decade of the 2000s, podcasts began. Groups of kids half your age who knew twice as much as you because they'd now grown up with the internet. There are more surprises to come. Messenger apps. Email is dead. They're killing Facebook. Well, this one, I did this comic. I left this story. This was the last one I did and I deliberately did this one last, to capture that moment. Last December it was. And this has been superseded since then, because of course Facebook bought the Messenger app for so many billions, so it's out of date already, but you know, left it as long as good. Google Glass, specs that are linked to the internet. 3D printers, make a gun and shoot someone. Sub-miniature transistor shortwave sending sets, send messages to behind the iron curtain. Who knows what the future holds? Just try to enjoy it. At least now you know how email and the internet got started. That's in my comic dump, which has been mentioned is out, and if you're looking for it, that's the cover. Morrissey ripped me off. He actually talked Penguin into it, but I couldn't. That's me, thank you.